students, we are discussing about the 8th standard first chapter, crop production and the management. So in the previous class we discussed about the many things, that what is the need of the crop production, we discussed already, right? So due to feed the large scale of the population of the world, it is very necessary for the crop production. So we are discussing about the agriculture practices. So we are in the third agriculture practices, that is the adding of manures and the fertilizers. So the question arises here, what is the need of adding of manures and the fertilizers, right? What is the need? So what happens means, by continuous growing of the crops, that may reduces the fertility of the soil. The nutrients of the soil becomes poor when you are continuously growing the crops. So means the soil will lose the fertility when you are growing the crops continuously. So to avoid that one, the farmers used to add the fertilizers. Why? To replenish the nutrients which are lost by the soil. Simple thing. Okay. What is the need of adding the manures and the fertilizers? Due to the continuous putting of the crops in the field or in the soil, that may lose the fertility of the soil, or the nutrients of the soil is going to lose. As a result, to replenish the lost nutrients in the soil, what we are going to do? We are applying the, or we are adding the manures and fertilizers in the soil. Then what is meant by manures and fertilizers? We discussed already the definition. The substances that are added to the soil in the form of a nutrients for the healthy growth of the plants. What are manures and fertilizers? These are the substances which are added to the soil for the nutrients, in the form of a nutrients. Because why it is adding, why it is necessary to add the nutrients? For the healthy growth of the plants. Without adding the nutrients, if you are growing the crops continuously, so what happens means your plants would be weak if you are not adding the manures. Okay, so the simple case is there. So then the process of preparation of the manure is called as manuring. What is manuring? It is the process of adding manure to the field to replenish the soil with the nutrients. What amount of the nutrients are loosened by the soil, that is going to be replenished again by adding of the manures. That replenish manuring is called as the manuring. So what is the manuring? If any soil is losing its fertility or its nutrients, we are going to add the manures. The process of adding of manure is called as the manuring. Okay. Then how the manure is prepared? Simple case. How the manure is prepared? So if you are belonging to the farmer family, it is very easy to understand, because we already did this one. How the manure is prepared? Simple. In the day-to-day life, if you are having the farmer background, means there are the stockholders are in your houses, like the cows, buffaloes, the goats, sheep. So they all eat some of the products, their dungs, and even they eat the some of the plants also, which are thrown there afterwards. So as a result, or even the vegetable waste, the plant waste, the animal waste, so these all wastes are, they are put in one of the open area. In Kannada we are going to call as tippi. So in that open area, all the plant and animal products are dumped there. So what happens means, after some days, it is going to be, because of the animal and plant products are decomposable by the organic submatters. Like there are some of the microbes will be there. Those microbes are decomposed the plants and animal products, because they are biodegradable products. And as a result, when they are decomposed as the plant and animal matter, then that product is called as the manure. And that manure is a little bit a thick brown black in color, and that manure is rich in the nutrients. That manure is taken and put in the soil only for replenish the nutrients loosened by the soil. So that process is the manuring. How it is prepared? Simple. Farmers dump the plant and animal waste farmers dump plant and animal waste in the pit. Right? Pit means, I said already, it's one type of the area, open ground area. You can call as a tippy also in Kannada. At open places and allow it to decompose. In the open area, you are going to be dumping there the plant and animal waste and allow it for the decomposing. After the decomposition is caused by some of the microorganisms. After decomposition, it is used as the organic manure. So means what amount of the plant and animal products are dumped in the open area or in the pit. So allow it for the decomposition. After decomposition of some days, what happens means that matter is converted to the useful manure and is called as the organic manure. That organic manure will enrich the nutrients in the soil. And also one more process is there. That process is called as the composting or preparation of the compost. How the compost is prepared? You can even prepare the compost in the house also by taking the simple as the compost pit. So it is the how to make a compost pit. It is made by the cementing. One type of the house will be there. In that house only it's going to be prepared. That is called as a composting. Or even you can prepare in the garden area. In the by digging the land also you can prepare it one. That's a composting. Simple. Add some of the soil in the bottom of the compost pit, right? And after that one, above that soil, thin layer of the soil you just add there. Above that you just put the plant and animal waste which are formed in your house. You put that just for above the soil and again you cover it with the soil. Just add a little bit of the water for the better decomposition process. Then after, leave it for some days for the decomposition. So after decomposition, what happens means this decomposed matter will convert to the useful compost, and that compost is again enrich the fertility of the soil or enrich the nutrients of the soil. That process is called as the composting. What is the composting? Nothing but the organic matter that has been decomposed in the process is called as the composting. If any organic matter is decomposing in the process, that process is called as the composting, and that compost also very useful for replenishing the nutrients present in the soil. Then now we will discuss about what are the advantages of adding of the manures or the nutrients to the soil. So now we are discussing about the advantages of adding of the manures. So before that one, we will discuss about the disadvantages of adding the fertilizers. What are the fertilizers? Actually the fertilizers are the chemical substances, right? Manures are the organic substances. Then which is a better option, right? Whether adding of the manures which are prepared by the organic matters like the plant and animal waste, whether it is better, or whether the chemical components which are prepared in the factories that are better for the soil. So we will discuss in detail about what are the advantages of adding the manures and what does effect of adding the fertilizers to the soil. Right? What are the fertilizers actually? These are the chemical substances, right? Rich in particular nutrients, and these are produced in the factories. What are the fertilizers? Fertilizers are the chemical substances which are rich in particular nutrient. Means just imagine or just consider your field soil is a lack of nutrients in a particular, like a potassium is lack in your soil. So what you are going to add? You are going to add only the particular potassium fertilizer to the soil. So means fertilizer is the particular nutrient, and that particular nutrient will increase the particular nutrient present in your soil. So if your soil is lacking a particular nutrient, you can add the fertilizers. So then some of the example of these fertilizers are urea, ammonium sulfate, NPK. NPK nothing but it is the nitrogen, phosphorus, K means potassium. Why? Why K is the potassium? So nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Right. The K is read as the potassium only. You just take a look at it. Okay. So now, so these all are the chemical substances which are prepared in the factories, which will enhance the fertility of the soil. But also, adding of fertilizers may cause serious problems to the soil. Like it may becomes after adding the too much of the fertilizers, your soil may becomes unfertile. Your soil will turn to the unfertility by adding of the fertilizers continuously because they are the chemical substances and by placing them will destroy the nutrients present in your soil. And also it is very harmful for the aquatic organisms also. Why? Because of those crops after taking, if you are washing in the fields or the rivers, those chemicals which are sprayed to the crops, they will mix with the water and as a result those chemicals will increase the DDT present in the water and that is very harmful for the aquatic organisms. The adding of fertilizers even causes the water pollution which is very dangerous for the aquatic organisms and even it can produce the or cause the soil pollution also. Means using of the fertilizers is mandated only for some extent. Much usable usage is not mandated because of it has the harmful effects to the environment or the society. So as a result, so by applying or by adding these fertilizers, it is very not that much a good idea. You can add the manures in place of adding the fertilizer. So then, what are the advantages of adding the manures to the soil? Manure means these are the organic matters. We know that one because they are present. They are prepared in the open field with the help of the plant and animal products. So these organic manures are better than the fertilizers. Right? What are the advantages? The first advantage is organic manure is better option than fertilizers. Which are the fertilizers? These are the chemical substances. Right. Then what advantages of adding the manure? The second advantage is it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. Means the water is not holding by all the soils. Only by adding of the manures will enhance the capacity of the soil. For the reason the black soil is very costlier than the red soil because the red soil water holding capacity is not that much good. As a result, it is not good for the growth of the crops. But the black soil you see there in the region of our Bhalki, Gulbarga, this all area they, contains the black soil only. Right? So this soil has the better holding capacity of the water. As a result, after the rainfall, you can see that much of the dirtiness will becomes in our area only due to the water holding capacity. If your region is the red region soil, then it is not that much good for the growth of the crops. So adding of the manures even will increase the water holding capacity in the soil. Then the third advantage is it makes the soil porous. Due to that, action of the gas becomes very easy. What is the porous? Porous means there are small holes will be there. Like you may be seeing the gadgi or matka. Right? In that gadgi, what will happen? The simple way in Kannada we call it the gadgi only. So when you are putting the water in the summer season, they become cool. Why? Because of that pot is porous. Right? That pot is porous. As a result, the action of the gas will be very easy, and the water present inside that pot, it's going to become a cool. So in the same manner, what happens means adding of the manures make the soil as a porous. Porous means the small holes will be there, and by the porous, what is the advantage of being a porous means it will enhance the action of the gases easily. The action of gases will be easy, and as a result, the decomposition of the matter will be very easy for the crop. Okay. Now, the fourth advantage is it increases the number of friendly microbes in the soil. Right? It will increase the number of microbes which are friendly. Friendly means which helps to the farmers. Even we call the snails as the friend of the farmer. Why we call as the friend of the farmer? Because it enhances the fertility of the soil. When it is enhancing the fertility of the soil, that organism we are calling as the friend of the soil, friend of the farmer. In the same manner, there are non-absorbing by the naked eye, some of the microbes are there. They are going to responsible or helping in increasing nutrients of the soil. As a result, how it is going to be there? By adding of the manures, those microbes population will also increases, and those microbes are not dangerous, they are friendly to the farmers. Means it increases the number of friendly microbes in the soil. Which one? Adding of the organic manures, not the chemical fertilizers. The fifth advantage is it improves the texture of the soil. Texture nothing but the quality of the soil. The quality of the soil is also improved by adding of the manures. Simple. These are the advantages of adding of the manures. Very important. Right. Which is the first advantage. The organic manure is better than the chemicals. And adding of the manures enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. It makes the soil as porous. It is very good for the exchange of the gases. It increases the number of friendly microbes in the soil, and it also improves the quality of the soil. So these all are the 5 advantages of adding manures. So it's a very important steps or the process of the farmers adding of the manures. We are discussing now the 4th agricultural practices, that is irrigation. What is meant by irrigation? Irrigation is nothing but the supply of the water to the crops at different intervals is called as irrigation. In a simple way, in Kannada we say as Neeru Hudiyodu. Neeru Hudiyodu means actually what happens means in the areas in village side, the farmer is to go in a night time, right? They will supply the water for all the crops in an equal manner. So that's called as the irrigation. So then what is the need of the irrigation? Irrigation will help the plants to grow in a better manner, right? So it's a very need of making the irrigation, or if the farmers are not doing the irrigation, what will happen means the fertility of the crops will not be that much good, or even the production of the crops will not be that much good. As a result, the final crops will be unhealthiness, okay? Due to the lack of the water, they may be not grow much as we expected. So that's the reason is very much important for the irrigation. Somehow in the older days, what happens means the farmer is to depend upon the rain only, the season rains. But nowadays we have the different kind of irrigation systems are there, and even in those time also there are the irrigations are there, they're called as the traditional irrigation systems. So now what is irrigation in a simple way? It is a supply of water to the crops at different intervals. Intervals means time to time, morning, afternoon, evening. So that may be a kind of the fixed time will be there. In an interval only they are going to add the proper amount of the water. If you are not adding in the intervals, if you are adding continuously, if you have the water in a very huge amount, means you cannot add the water all the time to the field. So even that may becomes the bad for the crops. Not much, not least. Okay. So you have to add in the interval in an equal manner. So that will ensure the production of the crop will be in a high manner. So then, what's the need of this irrigation? Why we need to do the irrigation? Simple, to maintain the moisture of the soil for the healthy crops growth. The moisture of the soil is maintained by the irrigation system only, or else the soil do not have any water holding capacity of the soil is not having any water, means the waters are not absorbed by the root system of the crops. As a result, your crop will not be that much good. So that's the reason. First one is to maintain the moisture of the soil for a healthy growth of the crops. It is very much necessary for doing the irrigation. Second is the water also protect the crop from both frost and the hot. Right. So in a air currents, hot air currents means even that may be the summer season or that may be whatever seasons are there, in the both manner this water will make ensure that making the production of the crops by in both frost and the hot air currents. So that's the reason it is a very much necessary for adding the water to the crops. Then which are the sources are there? We need to add. The source of irrigation is there. From where we are taking the water? Simple, wells are there. We follow the wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams, canals. So these all are the irrigation facilities are in our local areas by which we can take the water and we can supply that water to the crops for the betterment of the growth of the crops. Only the irrigation plays a very important role again in the crop production and management of the food. Now we discuss about the traditional irrigation system. So sorry I can't show you the figures of these all things, traditional irrigation system. If you want to see this, just go and search there in your textbooks. It's given in a very easy and interesting way to understand how traditionally irrigation systems are carried out by our people. Okay, so traditional irrigation system, it is a method is cheaper but less efficient. Right? The method is cheaper. There is no that much investment is there, but efficient is very less. So due to that one, we are replaced by the modern irrigation system. So which are the traditional irrigation systems we already use? That is the first one is a moat. Moat is nothing but it's also called as a pulley system. You maybe know that a simple way. If you have the well, okay, that well is it is drilled by the lever, right? And that lever is that has a rope, a long rope is there. Simple. If you are belonging to the village side, you will understand very easily. I will tell in Hindi. एक वेल रहता, वेल के ऊपर एक क्या रहता मालूम है, एक रॉड बांधे से रहता है. आफ्टर उसको बड़ा सा रोप रहता है, उस रोप को क्या करते हैं नीचे बकेट से टाई कर देते हैं. उस बकेट को क्या करते हैं पानी में फेंकते हैं, उस रोप से क्या करते हैं खींचते, वो एक राउंड लीवर है तो रिवर घूमता, वी कैन easily pull the water. So that is one first method is the moat. Simple way, the lifting of the water from the well system is the moat. The moat we are going to use in the traditional system. But what we are doing now? Nowadays we are using the motors. So the motor are going to pull the or they are going to take the water from the downward to the upward manner. So but in the olden days we are going to use this system, that is the moat system or even called as the pulley system. We are going to pull that water, right? So it's going to call as the pulley system. Second is the chain pump. Chain pump is nothing but a round wheel will there. एक राउंड व्हील रहता था, उस राउंड व्हील के ऊपर हर एक साइड में क्या करते थे, इस राउंड व्हील के ऊपर उसके ऊपर बकेट टाई कर देते थे. उस बकेट टाई करने के बाद उस बकेट को क्या करते थे मालूम है, रोटेट करते थे. रोटेट करने के बाद उसको एक ऐसा नाली बनाते थे. उस जैसे बकेट फिल होता था ऐसा रोटेट होता था, वो नाली में जाके गिरता था और वो फील्ड में जाके जाता. सो दैट इज द मेथड इज देयर, दैट्स गोइंग टू कॉल एज अ chain pump. Third is dhekli. It is also nothing but a bucket is tied to the long wood. एक बड़ा सा लॉन्ग वुड रहता, उस लॉन्ग वुड के सामने क्या करते हैं बकेट टाई कर देते, राइट. और उस बकेट को क्या करते हैं मालूम है, वेल में डुबाते. डुबाने के बाद ऐसा वेल रहता, जस्ट इमेजिन करो ऐसा वेल रहता है बेटा, ऐसा एक लॉन्ग वुड रहता है बेटा. इस लॉन्ग वुड के सामने क्या करते हैं मालूम है, बकेट टाई कर देते हैं. इसको क्या करते हैं मालूम है, वेल में डुबाते, डुबाने के बाद उसमें पानी भर जाता है, उसको ऊपर उठाते. उठाने के बाद क्या करते हैं मालूम है, इसके ऊपर जो पीछे रहते हैं लॉन्ग वुड, इसके ऊपर क्या करते हैं मालूम है, एक बड़ा सा पत्थर को टाई कर देते इसको. सो इसको जब बड़ा सा पत्थर टाई कर देते, ये इधर ही रुक जाता और ये बकेट फिल हो इसको इधर ऊपर ठहरता है. बाद में क्या करते हैं मालूम है, ये फॉरवर्ड उस बकेट से पानी लेके डालते थे. So that's one method that is going to call as the dheki method. And the fourth one is the rahat method. The rahat is one of the traditional method used in the vast of the areas. How it's work? एक पुल रहता था, पुल बेटा, एक पोल को एक ऐसा लॉन्ग स्टिक को बफेलोस को बांध देते थे बेटा। जैसे ही वो बफेलोस घूमते थे उधर साइड में क्या करते मतलब एक राउंड सा अगेन एक व्हील रहता था, और व्हील के ऊपर क्या रहते थे सभी को बकेट से बांध देते थे। जैसे बफेलो घूमता था राउंड राउंड, उसको मैकेनिज्म क्या करते उस राउंड व्हील को बकेट्स को भी वो अडॉप्ट होता था। सो जैसे ये घूमते रहते थे उधर पे वो व्हील भी घूमता रहता था। सो जैसे नीचे डाउनवर्ड्स में पानी है, सोर्सेस में पानी है, वो ऊपर वो टोकरी में भर के उधर वो नाली से आके फिर इधर आता था फील्ड। सो दैट वाज द मेथड इज देयर, दैट्स गोइंग टू कॉल एज द राहत। सो दिस ऑल आर द फोर आर द ट्रेडिशनल वाटर सिस्टम्स we are using there already, but nowadays we are using the modern irrigation system. The modern irrigation system is very efficient, little bit costlier, but it's very efficient to adapt in your fields. The first one is the sprinkler system. The sprinkler system we already seen in many places, like the gardening. Have you ever visited the gardens of the areas? There you can see that the sprinkling machine will be there, right? It's going to sprinkle every time. And those sprinkling stands are going to put in throughout the area. As a result, they are going to sprinkle in the small drops. So as a result, that is the sprinkling system. The second is the drip system. The drip system is nothing but whole the area or whole the area of the land, that field is covered by the pipelines. And those pipelines, they are going to use the small drops of the water continuously. That is going to call as a drip system. So these are both are the modern irrigation systems which we are implementing in our traditional modern crop production. They are the first one is the sprinkling and the second one is the drip system. Sprinkling nothing but a sprinkling of the water. Drip matlab nothing but the area is covered by the pipelines. So black pipelines will be there. You just go and visit some of the fields, you will have the better idea how the drip system works. So now the fifth agriculture practices we are discussing are the protection from the weeds. What are the weeds? Weeds are nothing but in Kannada we say hullugodu, right? They are unwanted plants which grow along with the crops naturally, right? So in the field many other undesirable plants grow naturally along with the crops. So they are called as the weeds, right? So if you are growing the crops means it's very well undesirable plants are going to grow along with the crops. Then what is the need of removing of these weeds? Why we need to remove these weeds? Simple, they will take the shelter and food from the crops. As a result, those weeds will grow much better than the crops, and the crops are going to suppress them better. So to avoid that one, there is a protection from the weeds should be very necessary. Continuously, time after time, we have to remove the weeds continuously, or else they will overcome the crops and they will grow longer and they will take the food and shelter. So that's the reason it's very important to remove the weeds or protect the crops from the weeds. What are the weeds? Simple, they are the undesirable plants or they are not needed the plants which grow along with the crops. They will take the food nutrition from the crop and as a result they becomes very much effective for the growth of the crops. Then the removal of the weed is called as a weeding. What is the weeding? Weeding is nothing but it is the removal of the weeds in the field. That method we are going to call as the weeding. And also we are having some of the different methods of how the weeding works. Even we are going to spray the weedicides also. Which are the weedicides means you have seen that there are the sprays will be there. The spray are going to be sprinkled on the weeds and as a result they will not grow any longer. So those all are the weedicides. So tomorrow we are going to discuss about the fifth. Now we discuss about the fifth agricultural practices. Tomorrow we discuss about the sixth agricultural practices. So stay home, be focused. Okay. So we will meet tomorrow. Bye bye.